online at EEHOUR.com. Now, here's your
Crash
host,
myself.
Jonyprofit.
All right, welcome to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour. I'm your host, Jonyprofit. We have another week of running amounts up here about how to run, operate, do your business the best you can, be an executive or an entrepreneur, whichever makes you feel good. So, anyway, a lot happened this week as always. Stay very busy, not on purpose. But I have to think about what are we going to talk about today. So, Michelle Price is up here with me. Daniel's here. Dexter's sitting behind me. Who else we have? We have Coach Steph. Hey, Shay showed up as well, and Joe's on the wheels of steel making it happen. So anyway, we'll jump right into it. We were having a conversation about how to do business in Houston because I meet a lot of frustrated business owners, a lot of frustrated business owners, and it's one of those things where I feel for you. I mean, I really don't even know what to tell you because a lot of times you bring in these theories and these principles that are propelled by these so-called geniuses out here that know business like the back of their hand, but they overlook the social economic aspect of it. And so one of the things we kept going on and on about in this group had to do with why is it so hard to get people that will work with you and be aggressive and go out there and hustle and grind and make it happen. And I had to kind of share like you don't understand this market. You're not in New York, you're not in Miami, you're not in like say LA. You're in Texas, you're in Houston, you're in the mid part of America. So when you go to places where there's lots of consumers, lots of money coming in from all over the world, everywhere you turn, you go to New York, you got just, millions of people on top of each other. A lot of them have money that are coming in offshore. You got lots of consumers to fuel that constant innovation. People get here and are thinking, hey, I fought to get here. I want what I want. I don't care what you're doing. I'm going to take it. I'm going to make it happen. Same way in Miami, same way in certain parts of California. But here in Texas, I've been here, I'm going to been here, I'm going to be here. And so it doesn't matter, where you're from or what you do, we're comfortable here. So a lot of newcomers come to Houston thinking, man, I'm going to make it. It's incredible. 4 million people, diverse market. Oh my gosh. No, we have basically 4 stations that all do the exact same thing. We have 10 restaurants that say the exact same food. We got 15 business programs that tell you the exact same stuff. And there's no competition. The majority of this city lives because of oil and gas. Those folks are comfortable. You don't have to market to them because they know what they want. There's no new blood coming into Houston that says, I want something new. I want something different. I want it now. So many of you are paying these so called marketing experts all this money basically for nothing. Because if you know anything, you know in order to make a buck in any market, there has to be some type of change in human behavior. At some point, people have to say, I don't like the way this works. I want to do something different. But you're not going to find that too often in this market. People get up, they go to their job, they get the money that they bring in, they go buy their car, their house, they eat at their favorite little restaurant on Friday. That's their pattern. This is a city that's huge where we don't even have to have a winning sports team because that's not a priority. If they wanted your team to win, they would pay up and win. But instead, we make money, they make money off of simply having you show up and keep cheering and go home. This is not a market driven by go get itness because as long as that fuel is pouring in, as long as it's processed and shipped out, there's no need for a fashion district. There's no need for a music district. There's no need for anything. And so many of you are just losing sight of where you are. You're not in New York. You're not in LA. You're not in Miami. So when you get out here and you're like, I'm about to get it hopping and popping, I'm grow my business 10x. No, you're not. But anyway, when we come back, we'll discuss more about it because I'm really tired of running to the same people who are just running saying the same stuff. Thank you, Joel. Start at the music. Let's go out here, traffic and weather.
News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
Big accident in Tomball on Highway 249, Tomball Parkway. If you're heading outbound to Boudreaux, all main lanes are blocked with this accident. Traffic stopped in the area starting at Jones Street. Emergency crews are on the scene, but it's a 45-minute delay to get through that area. Avoid it if you can. 290 Northwest Freeway heading inbound near Bauer. It's actually closed at Mason Road. All lanes are closed because of construction. You're being diverted over to the feeder roads till 6 a.m. Monday morning. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Well, it's all about the nice things that are happening outdoors today. Plenty of festivals, and the weather is working out for us. It looks like things will change, though, abruptly by Sunday. As the wind begins to pick up, we will see our chances for showers also pick up, about a 30% chance of rain. Today, though, mostly cloudy skies giving way to sunshine for the afternoon, temperatures approaching the mid to upper 80s. On Sunday and on Monday, the numbers will be flirting with 90 degrees, and with all that warmth, you know a possibility of thundershowers is in there at about 30% right through the start of the work week. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KG 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
1877 cars for kids. KARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your cars today.
1877 cars for kids. KARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Also on the web at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. We're an IRS-recognized 501c3 charity organization. I don't know what that means, but you'll get a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a free vacation voucher for 3 days and 2 nights.
1877 cars for kids. KARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
Yeah, so anyway, welcome back. 12 minutes past the hour. Michelle Price is here. Daniel, whole crew. So as I was saying before, come on, people. For you that actually want to succeed and you just don't want to go through the motions and stand out there like, I'm so tired from running my business. I'm so tired. And then we have absolutely nothing to show for it. And for those of you that are having great growth right now, be mindful of the fact that it comes in waves. Remember? Because you remember 2007, 8, and 9, and you were doing all this and you thought business was great and you weren't hiding all your little eggs for later on when the market rescinded from success. Just keep that in mind. So anyway, there's a lack of consumers here. And that's why we focus on small business owners, because they actually represent the number one consumer in this market. Because everybody else has to decide whether to keep paying for their home in Pearland or take a trip and eat a fancy dinner. Whereas the business owner, regardless, has to go to Sam's and Costco's and keep buying stuff and keep supplying you with stuff. So I want you to think about that the next time you drop any money on SEO, the next time you drop any money on Marketing Expert, the next time you drop any money on Business Financial Planner something, okay? Really think it through. Really think it through. Where are they going to go to get you customers that actually have money that are going to pay you? If you start with that premise, I think you will have a lot more success. Because I'm going to tell you this, a lot of people out here are faking it till they make it. Big time. And they're doing it at your expense, which is why there's a lot of frustrated people. And let's be clear, I'm not angry. I'm really not. But there comes a point where I just got to stand up and be like, that's wrong. That is really whack. What are you doing? I mean, like, how are you claiming you're XYZ and you can't ABC? It makes no sense. But in a market driven by social media, where you don't have to come up to a station like this and spend a fortune of money to get on air, where you can just jump out there and become YouTube superstar, it opens the market for all kinds of competition. So even if you're on a platform that's free, you are bombarded with noise 24/7 with people who swear up and down because they didn't make it in real estate. They didn't make it as some type of coach. They didn't make it as some type of teacher. They didn't make it as any professional service. They didn't make it. They went out and picked up 6, 7 degrees. And you're impressed with this. Why? Because you didn't, so you assume they should know since they've had that much training. But you go to your book right now and look up how much money have you spent with them. $1,500 a month, $2,500 a month, your event promoters, all these folks. And I'm telling you, the reason it hurts me the most is because I'm the guy that gets to look at your books and go, what was the ROI? Why did you give this person this money? Oh, well, John, they said they could get me customers and they could lean out, they could perfect my business. Did it work? Well, they said I just had to give it time. over and over and over again. And then you come to someone like myself, and here's what you say: can you help me out? Ta-da! Do we even have sound effects? Can you help me out? That's what you ask me. And I'm thinking, help you out with what? Well, I got ripped off a couple. Well, I didn't get ripped off. They just said it takes time. And that's why I don't want to pay you, because everything they did before is probably about to kick in about the time you help me. I said, well, I'll just sit and wait then. I'll just sit and wait. I'll sit and wait and we'll watch it. So here's rule number one. You better start putting together before you hire a single other person, because I provide this and the people I hang with provide this. You better have a request for proposal. You better have a request for information. You better have something in writing that demands some type of return on the money you pay out. Because if any of you had corporate jobs, that's how they do it. But then you open up your little small business and everything's like, well, it sounds like they're going to give me a good deal. It sounds like they know what they're talking about. And look, they've got plenty of people vouching for them. So keep that in mind. The other thing, and then I'm going to turn it over and we're going to get you going. Look, people, I know there's a lot of folks out here doing it big. But keep in mind, going back to the Houston market, understanding where you are. And if you're listening around the world, bless your soul. But here's how it goes down in Houston for the most part, according to Jonyprofit. The majority of people out here running programs are not for profit. So you got a lot of people that are on fixed income explaining to folks that are on eat, kill what you eat income how to run a business. That's a recipe for disaster. Here's why. When it comes to innovation, look how many sources for business news do you have here in the Houston market? 140,000 plus businesses. Who are you going to turn to? I'll wait. Oh, we can. It's radio. So now I say, where are you going to get information about your local business? And you're going to say, well, what do I need it for? Well, who's going to promote you? Well, that's what I got a PR person for. Well, what do? They get me on your show, silly. Wow. Wow, interesting. So we circumvented, we shortcutted all that. I went out and got Daniel, and Michelle, and Dexter, and all these folks out here because we said, look, I can afford to be on air, so I can afford to tell you this. We're going to help you get your business to market if you qualify, if you're worth our time. Because many of you think just because you can do something means that you could do something as a business. And I'm telling you, it's not like that. I want to save so many of you so much like pain right now. Just save you the pain. Because for most of you, you need to get a job while jobs are good. There's nothing worse than somebody running their family into the ground behind a dream on a business because you swear it's going to work. Because you read something about moving cheese around or something. And if you just believe and you thought rich and you grew rich and you're going to all these little meetings with other peers that are just as struggling as you are, and somehow that's going to translate into you finding a market that wants to pay you for goods and services. And so I'm sitting here thinking, wow, why don't we just bring it together? Because let's look around. How many groups out here can push on all different fronts? I don't know. Again, all you have to do is Google it, Houston, who can get my business out there? Most of the groups that are getting money from national companies are getting money from national companies that spend their money in New York. New York sends the money down here. They hire your favorite person you like to see on the who's who list. That person then pushes that money out to you and your group. There are no heavy hitters in that market. But yet and still, you look in any magazine and everybody's a superstar on it. And so I'm not saying it to be mean and evil. I love everybody in the market. Kumbaya. Get him. PETA, that's not a real dog. Joe, put him back in the cage. The point is, I'm watching you as a frustrated business owner. You've dropped your 401k in the hole. You've remortgaged the house. You've done all this stuff according to these books, according to corporate people who didn't realize 90% of what they did was subsidized by 250, 350 other people behind the scenes. And they jump out here with this so-called business expertise. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And you're sitting here following this stuff, actually spending money you could be giving to us. But anyway, I digress. When I come back for real this time, Michelle and Daniel, because at some point Jeff's going to jump in and tell us about Startup Weekend. What do we got? Startup Weekend? Maker Edition. So anyway, yeah, I'm in my little tight shirt. You can go to EEHOUR maybe and watch it by then. So to those out there at the Drop Zone Physique Showdown thing, keep flexing. Good job. We'll be right back.
I love a fresh cup of coffee. It's Young Deal.
News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
We did not stay accident-free for long. Highway 249 Tomball Parkway, if you're heading outbound at Boudreaux, freeway shut down due to a serious accident. Got a 45-minute delay. Traffic stopped at Jones. New accident on the north side, I-45 North Freeway, outbound at Airline. Left lane is blocked here. Stop and go traffic starts at 610 North Loop. Add 10 minutes to your drive. 290 Northwest Freeway, inbound at Mason Road. Freeway shut down with construction. You're forced to use the feeder road till Monday morning. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Well, it's all about the nice things that are happening outdoors today. Plenty of festivals, and the weather is working out for us. It looks like things will change, though, abruptly by Sunday. As the wind begins to pick up, we will see our chances for showers also pick up, about a 30% chance of rain. Today, though, mostly cloudy skies giving way to sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures approaching the mid to upper 80s. On Sunday and on Monday, the numbers will be flirting with 90 degrees, and with all that warmth, you know a possibility of thunder showers is in there at about 30% right through the start of the work week. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KHG 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
Be honest. Will owning a bigger TV help you get ahead in life? Will another pair of shoes make you a better person? Probably not. But what if you could speak another language? If acquiring a new language excites you more than acquiring more stuff, then wait until you hear this. As part of its biggest language learning event in history, Rosetta Stone is giving away demos of its powerful language learning software absolutely free. For your free demo, call 1-800-606-5611. And Rosetta Stone has made language learning more convenient than ever. Learn on your computer or iPad, then practice on the go with your smartphone or MP3 player without ever opening a book or memorizing boring vocabulary again. Do you want more stuff, or do you want a language that will last a lifetime? After all, it's all about priorities. To try a free demo of this powerful language learning software, call 1-800-606-5611. Again, get your free demo now. 1-800-606-5611. That's 1-800-606-5611.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
So here's how I started the conversation yesterday on stage to a room full of people.
Michelle Price.
Yeah. I said, faking it until you make it. Stop lying to yourself. Everybody got real quiet.
That's not kosher to say in public.
It is when you have stuff to back up what you're doing.
Hey, okay.
And it amazes me how many people are not willing to do the work. So much so that I recently just went to Twubs and registered the hashtag. I'm like, all right, y'all are willing to do the work. We're going to talk about what it means to do the work.
Wow.
And so one of the things that I'm finding really interesting is I want to know what's happened to people's leadership skills. What's happened to their logical thinking? Where has their ability to ask smarter questions just gone up and left?
It's sitting on Scandal.
You can watch Scandal and still retain the ability to have a smarter conversation.
Not if you're worried about Olivia Pope and what she does next week. Because that's the only thing on your mind. Because, oh my God, I devoted.
You know, I'm going to
Okay.
say, John, I disagree with you on that. I get it. There are way too many people who are spending time watching TV.
Yeah, just, I mean, in general,
You know, and
entertainment,
they make that the highlight of their day. Now, Daniel's going to get a big kick out of this. I have been really resistant to getting the whole CRM put together.
What?
It's like, yeah. Don't
Okay.
stop.
Wow.
So, but see, this is the difference between a leader who stands behind what they do and gets good results and holds themselves accountable for where they haven't done their work. You know, on Breakthrough Radio, I am constantly sharing with listeners, and I do it like this, even though they can't see me. And I go, I'm holding up my hand. I'm telling you right
EEHOUR.
now.
You can watch her. Yeah.
I have made this mistake. Don't make this mistake.
Right.
Now, what I think is really interesting is now that I finally found a platform that I really enjoy, Nimble, you're welcome, John Fiera. I started having fun getting everything in my CRM, taking my notes. It's actually fun to sit down at the computer and start inputting in all that and going, oh God, I just had another idea of how I can help this person's business.
Right.
Getting yourself in that mode, being willing to do the work, asking yourself those tougher questions. Where am I lacking in what I need so that I can achieve these great goals I have written down on the piece of paper on the wall?
Because I love the idea. I'm glad you got on the CRM wagon, especially for companies under 100 employees. Because I've always equated the thing to you get a CRM in place. It's like somebody coming to you with an accounting system. You now can literally it's like taking all the cash out of your pocket, grabbing all the receipts, and you've just been doing it for years. And then one day, someone brings a system where you could just take and look like analytically at who have you spoken to, what's their needs, what do they want, and you can really start to understand the value of the people you have. And so that's why I told you last week, go get vtiger, go to vtiger.org or .com or whatever it is. It's a free CRM. If you want to give Salesforce and all those people your money, I have no problem with it. They have proprietary stuff that works just great. They're used by the top companies in the world. But if you just want to try it out and be able to catalog and inventory and manage and communicate with the people that you do business with, your suppliers, your customers, your employees, all that, then you go look at a vTiger, or you look at an X2 CRM, because a lot of people get the tools, but they won't implement them. And it makes me sad.
Well, one of the things I've noticed though is sometimes the tools just aren't that easy to use.
They're
And it's
not.
one of the things that I really appreciate about what Nimble's done in integrating a lot of things into it, where it's pulling information in. So I'm not going to say any names, but I'm inputting people's information and it's pulling their LinkedIn, it's
Yep.
pulling their website, it's pulling all these things in for me. So I don't have to sit there, and do the grunt work.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I can still see what's happening and what's going on for me. The other thing that I'm still amazed is how many people aren't willing to do their own personal work, their personal development work. They don't understand who
Sharpen
they
their own saw.
are. Yeah. And it's like, well, why do you think as an entrepreneur, if you aren't doing your own work on who you are inside, what's important to you, then how do you expect to pick the right business model that's going to fulfill the goals that you have? You could end up being, and this is something else, here goes the arm. I learned after having multiple businesses, I enjoyed each one of them, but every time I was going to start another one, I asked this question: what can I do this next time so that my business serves me and I don't serve the business?
Oh, I love that part. Definitely. Okay, so building on that, what do you think the major hurdle is to making that transformation? Like, I mean, you just got to hit your head enough times to
Asking
finally be like,
yourself
ouch.
the tough questions. Some people have to hit rock bottom before they're willing to do that work.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have.
Yeah, because I know, once again, as I mentioned earlier on, last year was a very tough year because, again, who you sleep with, who you eat with, who you play with, whatever will make or break you. And so in the end, getting people off the comfortable couch and getting them out there working was a real challenge because they grew accustomed, they grew comfortable with comfort.
They got lazy.
They got lazy, and that's why I said I either get them really smart and lazy or really dumb and ambitious. Either way, I got to double back around or implement some type of digital technology in order to make it work.
Well, and the thing that's really interesting, John, and if you go into any other city that's had a really tough time economically, and you have something like 1 million cups or startup weekend,
Yeah.
they have 300 and 400 people show up wanting to learn.
Yeah.
Here, now we have a great community that we have people show up, but I'm like going, wow, we usually get like 100, 150. Where the hell are these 300? And they're small
Yeah.
cities.
Yep.
Kansas City's small, people.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the big problems again when you come down here yonder and try to do business. We got a lot of options. You know, and that's what I'm saying. It's easy to get comfortable. It's hard to get nasty, filthy rich. And so the divide here, instead of the rich and the poor, it's the rich and the working bees that live a comfortable life. You know, and it's just hard to break people out. I mean, I've spoken to plenty of groups, but we're going to go to break because you can see what time it is. But anyway, I've spoken to plenty of groups where they're comfortable. No matter what I tell them, like your job's going to end in 18 months. I can tell you that because I've already seen the contracts that makes your job end. And I'm like, so you want to get out of the Audi, stop buying the Jimmy Choos and put your money over here. Whatever. And then it happens, you know, and then they're the first ones to say, I lost my job and I want the government to take care of me because it's the government's fault that I didn't hear them say they're going to cut jobs 18 months ago. The government did it. I'm like,
Well,
what?
not to bring up religion, but I think
Oh.
that happened to all the people who didn't listen to Noah either.
Yeah, it's like, you know, no life raft, and like I told you it was coming. So, I mean, well, you know, it's one of those where I decided a long time ago, and, you know, it's a team, we've kind of agreed that we're just going to lead by example. It's just like you're saying, I'll share with you the places I've tripped and fallen and skinned up my knees, but I can't drag a horse to water and waterboard the thing and expect it not to buck me off. You know, so with that said, let's go out and see what the traffic is doing to the weather. We'll be right back after these messages on the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with the Jonyprofit and Michelle Price.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
Big accident in Tomball, still on Highway 249 heading outbound at Boudreaux. All lanes are closed here. Stop traffic starts at Jones. It's a 45-minute delay. Emergency crews are on the scene. New accident on the north side, I-45 North Freeway outbound at Airline. It takes up the left lane. Stop and go traffic starts at 610 North Loop. Add 10 minutes to your drive. And 290 Northwest Freeway inbound at Mason Road. Freeway shut down with construction until Monday morning. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happens to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you at a surprisingly low price. I'm Andy Dobbs, a SelectQuote term life insurance agent. I just found Alec, who's 38 and in great health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $19 a month. Phil, 41, smokes an occasional cigar. I got him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. Our secret? We impartially shop select, highly rated life insurance companies for your best rates.
For a free quote, call 1-800-900-1665. That's 1-800-900-1665. 1-800-900-1665. Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save. Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Just about everything your business does depends on the internet. Payroll, file sharing, mobile devices, security backups, video conferencing, phone.
But if your internet connection is dependent on slow DSL from the phone company, your business could be slow.
That's why Comcast Business has high-speed internet that's built for business. It's built to run up to 5 times faster than DSL. It's built to grow as your business grows. It's built to give you local, dedicated support, 24/7, 365.
Why use slow technology to run a fast-paced business?
Business-grade internet from Comcast Business. Built for business. Buy internet, get voice and TV for just $34.90 more per month. Visit ComcastBusiness.com or call 800-501-6000.
Offer ends 5/31/14. Restrictions apply. Speed comparison between Comcast 100 megabits per second service and 20 megabits per second DSL downloads only. Limited one voice line and private view TV for new business customers. 2-year contract required. Requires subscription to Comcast Business Internet and additional monthly charge. Equipment, taxes, fees, including broadcast TV fee extra, subject to change.
Hi, this is John Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwab's teeth whitening system. If you can have a bright white smile in 5 minutes, would I get your attention? You bet I would. The good news is that PowerSwab's teeth whitening system is clinically proven to whiten your teeth in 5 minutes. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. In fact, PowerSwabs whitens teeth on average 2 shades in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days. And it's easy. There's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and that's it. Oh, and better yet, unlike normal whiteners, Power Swabs works on caps, crowns, and veneers. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-663-1619. That's 1-800-663-1619. I guarantee your friends, family, and coworkers will love your movie star white smile. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-663-1619. That's 1-800-663-1619.
Did you know that a Nobel Prize was awarded for a medical discovery that improves your sexual performance? It's true. Nitric oxide was discovered to improve your sexual performance. It also miraculously improves your heart health, blood pressure, energy levels, your immune system, diabetes, arthritis pain, even your memory and mood. That's why millions of men and women have begun taking nitric oxide boosters as daily supplements. And right now, we're releasing free bottles of Peak Nitric Oxide so you can discover the benefits for yourself. Be one of the first 100 callers at 1-800-200-3695. After extensive research and clinical tests, nitric oxide has been described as the miracle molecule of the 21st century. Taken once a day, you'll not only begin feeling years younger, but we'll also send you free test strips to prove it works. Discover how to get your free bottle of Peak Nitric Oxide and free test strips at 1-800-200-3695. Be one of the first 100 callers. 1-800-200-3695.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, so welcome back. One little PSA, little back to friendly, just little melancholy message here. Big shout out to the Houston YEA group. My kids, they were out. Graduation's coming up this week, so I'm very excited. That means I spent an entire school year in A-Leaf Taylor High School hanging out with some kids, and they got to hear all my anger to you people that just don't agree with me. For them, they thought it was just the most exciting news to realize they're not bound by such nonsense that circles them. And so, Teju, who has Sweet Escapes, or Your Sweet Escapes. We have Samir, who runs Flunk My Computer. We'll get it right. We have Rev, which is operated by Emily. We have The Higher Learning Level by Gabrielle and New. And we have Food from Down South by Carol and Paula. And Taco Caps, You'll Talk About It with O'Keith, Michael, and Jocelyn. And lastly, I have my wonderful, who do we got? We have Haley and, let me think it through because I can't see it. We're going to work on your business cards. Anyway, we got two more kids that are in there. Their cards are hidden from me right now, but they did a great job. Again, so graduation's this Thursday, I think it is. You can go to Houston Community College and look it up, hccs.edu, to find out more about the Houston Young Entrepreneurs Academy. It was a fun time. So that was my give back to the public, and let's get back to business. Dun, dun, dun. And I am watching track and field right now on TV, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a absolute beautiful thing. So anyway, we were discussing what, Michelle?
We were discussing how people are not willing to do the work, how they're
Put your
not willing
back into
to
it.
ask the better questions. They're not willing to have a very honest discussion with where their strengths lie
Yes.
and where their weaknesses are.
But I know somebody that does know where some strengths and weaknesses are, and that's my dear friend Anthony and Jeff, who are online right now. And they're giving us the report of what's happening out there. You guys with me? Can they hear you? Bring them up. All right. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Jeff, what's going on?
Well, we're here at Startup Weekend Maker. Oh, thank you. We're here at Startup Weekend Maker Edition. We're really excited. We've got about 40 different first-time entrepreneurs coming to the table with ideas for physical products and building businesses around them. There's some really, really cool ideas at play here that Anthony can go into. And we're just really excited to see this kind of this segment of our entrepreneurial and startup community in Houston coming alive.
Awesome. Is that just today? How long? What's going on with it?
So it's all weekend. It started last night. The final presentations are tomorrow night, starting at 5 p.m. here at Platform Houston in Rice Village.
Awesome. Anthony, what's happening? Give us the other perspective.
Well, I'm actually working with a group today, creating a self-cleaning juicer, if you could believe it or not. Getting back
That's a
to
winner because
one
I
of
hate cleaning them.
exactly, and it goes back to what Jonyprofit said himself. If you're a male over 40, we're just building another reason not to have an excuse.
That's right.
So, among other things, we have transforming furniture, a lean startup game. We have drones, the attack of the drones coming. It's like you said, it's basically maker startup. We're getting our hands dirty here, and that's really what it comes down to. So, again, with you guys talking on the show, because I'm actually listening in as well, it's not so much that also asking the questions and the weaknesses, but it's also being willing to get your hands dirty. Are you willing to get your hands dirty to make it happen? And so we're literally doing it here, and our group is now firing up the MakerBot 3D printer as
I love that thing, and they're getting so affordable. I think you can get them like $1,700, $1,400 now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you don't know, the MakerBot 3D printer is a deal where we use like computer-aided design, and we whatever we create, this thing will sit there, and 15 days later, no, I'm kidding, a couple hours later, it creates it in a 3D image. So, all right, thanks guys. We'll check in with you later on, and we'll find out what's going on. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. All right, so it's Jeff and Anthony, and these two sitting over here know a lot more about it. So just bring us up to speed in case people can hear it.
Sure. Well, I was actually over at Startup Weekend earlier this morning. Houston Business Weekly will be covering it actually as well. So we'll have some pictures and a write-up coming out next week. It was interesting. Lots of people who are working hard over there. Usually it's techies in the Startup Weekend. This time around it was makers. And from what I hear, they're hilarious. And actually, Michelle, Anthony said that you were cracking them up yesterday and that the crowd was cracking everybody up too.
It was a lot of fun because what happens when you get together a community of like-minded people, but they operate in little different universes. So now they're finally in a universe together and they're bumping up against one another. They start asking better questions.
They do. I mean, you're right. Look, okay, so for all of you out there, first of all, let me go back and do this. Attention Vogue is operated by Haley and Jocelyn, in case I missed that on my Attention Vogue. So big shout out to my students over there and becoming entrepreneurs. But yes, the right questions, the right people. And what I've found is everybody having the right passion. So I've been on some losing teams and some winning teams when it comes to sports. And I've found out that the team with the right attitude, like maybe they can't shoot as well, or maybe they're not as fast, or can't jump as high, or do whatever, can still literally outperform the team that has all the superstars because they have the right attitude and because they agree to one thing: we're going to go out and we're going to win, and we're going to have fun. In that order, 3 principles: win, and then have fun. So it's hard for people that are comfortable to think about winning because in their mind they are winning. And it's like, no, you're just sitting in place. And they don't understand that. So winners know what it's like to win. Most people have never won. Like I got a whole thing of trophies and stuff. And I'm teaching my kid this too. And then I realize sometimes when I'm talking to others and they've never actually like went out, busted their tail, like the folks that are over there at the Stafford Civic Center right now, half naked, doing bodybuilding. I saw the Masters group come out, 50-year-old men that are just rock solid. And I'm thinking that took discipline, that took some intelligence, that took some information, that took some more discipline. And then I look at the general public, they're like, discipline for what? I'm disciplined enough to get up, go to work every day, and wait until I die. And you can't recruit those people to do anything else. And that's why the music starts.
Priorities.
So anyway, as I always said, I love consumers. Without you, there'd be no us. So keep consuming. America needs consumers.
Hello, everybody. Alan Thicke here. It takes money to run a country. Your money. And that's why if you owe back taxes, the IRS might garnish your wages. They could levy your bank account, come after your home or business. But truth is, they'd rather settle for less than bother you more. So they have this brilliant program to help if you're behind on your taxes. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. They're offering this to help you solve your tax problem once and for all. You could qualify for a settlement that's substantially less than before these changes. Nobody knows these tax relief programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Their attorneys and agents will work to get you the best possible tax settlement, and they're fully accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-707-6155. That's 800-707-6155. 800-707-6155. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, welcome back. So as I've said, and I'm gonna say this again, there's a lot of stuff as I said. I'm a blue collar guy with white collar skills. That's a dangerous combination, folks. Okay, that's not what you want to have come up against you. Because it's one thing to be real good at running your mouth in professional service, but as I said, you can't get your hands dirty. And there's another thing to get your hands dirty, but you can't understand just how deep the minutiae. So when you got that kind of like blood in you, where you've done it both for quite some time. It takes the fun out of it, and two, it makes you real determined because you don't want to stay in the mix of it for too long. But Michelle, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I want to see people not just asking themselves smarter questions, but stop bragging about being stupid. So, for example, when people say, man, I'm so glad school's over with, I don't have to read another book. I'm like, really?
Yep.
You said that out loud and you believe it with every fiber of your being, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's everywhere. And again, the thing. Okay, so again, so I gave one of my speeches. Coach Steph is here now. I spoke to her class this week. No, they did not pay me for that. Anyway, so but it was cool because it's always fun to share the knowledge, even if you don't agree with it. And what I found is, again, those not from here take in my message and they run with it. Those that are here really get their feelings hurt. They really take it personal when I start telling them stuff like to consume is to sin. And they look at me like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I use the example. If I walk up and I find, let's say we got 100 people. 50 are from America, black, white, doesn't matter what they are. 50 are not from America. The 50 from America will get up each day, go get their Beats headphones, go get their brand new laptops, be happy they got a little Apple stuck to the side of some device, and they will trolley up and down the streets all day. The 50 not from here, I find them every morning at Costco's or Sam's. They're loading up the truck with stuff to go sell to the people with all the little cute stuff. And they're looking around like, you've been here the whole time. I came here into your backyard, and basically, I'm the one siphoning off your income. Why didn't you start doing all this? Why didn't you set up this? What? And so when I hear people say, well, how are we supposed to compete? And I hear this in one specific market, why don't we control our own hair care products? I'm thinking, okay, well, there's some unfair advantages as far as you don't have the hair from Malaysia to cut off, so that's why you're buying it. But yes, at one point you could have controlled the distribution points, but you don't. And it amazes me over and over and over again that people get out here and they assume that they can make money just by believing, just by hoping, just by writing a business plan, just by paying someone. And I'm here to tell you, if you find somebody in the investment community that works like that, they're probably broke. Because no one that actually is serious about money does business like that. And that's why it's easier to get on TV and see the little guy flipping and flopping, talking about, you give me 25 seconds a day and I'll make you fit as heck. Oh, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. And people buy it up. Oh, yeah, I can just jump up and down. He's going to tell me when to jump up and down 25 seconds a day. And I'm telling you, nobody that jumped on stage this morning when Dexter and I went out there in one-piece bikinis, two-piece bikinis, no-piece bikinis, we're probably listening to somebody talking about, jump up and down, 25 seconds, oh, and you can go back and eat potato chips. But we run our business the exact same way. They set up their companies over and over and over the exact same way. And they expect for somebody like me to get on the air and just say, if you go get the new issue of XYZ book, your accounting problems will be resolved because we've helped 1,000 business owners. Talk to Fred. Hi, I'm Fred, and they helped me. See? Buy it. It works. You go out and buy it. You read 3 pages, and then you're like, maybe it's just going to take more time.
Well, you might actually have to read it and then put it to work. Imagine that.
And the crazy part, I keep telling folks, the majority of the information you get, 90% of the information you get, whether it comes from big time colleges or whatever, is the same material. Go right now. Grab a textbook. For you have your NBAs and all this stuff, go get your textbook right now. Go to the library. Pull the one out you have from 1977 and compare it to the one that says 2014 on it. The only difference is the book went up about 500, 600, 700, 800%, and they put a fancier cover on it. And in most of them, they added social media, internet. Otherwise, the book says the exact same thing. So if you're teaching me the exact same thing since 1954, because you were the only college in town, and you're bringing it up to date, and I'm supposed to show up, take your workshop, and be like, wow, we can either choose the black car or the black car. I love that Ford. I love that example. Anyway, and that Ford is awesome, by the way, Michelle. Anyway,
Yeah, don't be blowing the Ford.
that's what I'm saying. It's awesome. I'm going to ride around in one. Go with Michelle Price. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go out here and check traffic and weather. We'll be right back.
News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
You're on Highway 249, Tomball Parkway, heading outbound. You wonder what's going on. We have an accident at Boudreaux that has a freeway shut down. Traffic is stopped at Jones. There's a 45-minute delay. Avoid the area if possible. On the north side, accident working I-45 North Freeway outbound and Airline, blocking just the left lane, but you got to stop and go traffic starting at 610 North Loop at 10 minutes to your drive. And 290 Northwest Freeway inbound at Mason Road, freeway shut down with construction. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Well, the clouds have kind of parted ways here in Houston, and it looks like sunny skies for the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures will respond in kind for the afternoon. I think we'll see our numbers warming up into the mid to upper 80s today. It's going to feel a lot warmer, though, thanks to those southerly breezes and the humidity in the air. Now, come Sunday, everything changes. There's a possibility of a few strong thunder showers as a weak upper-level disturbance drifts north of the city, and that could touch off a few severe storms, especially out near Lufkin, back over towards College Station, maybe around Huntsville. We'll be tracking those showers here at Channel 11 and bringing you the latest. Those showers will linger into Monday as the front kind of slows down and works its way towards the coastal areas. The odds for showers continue at 30%, with temperatures approaching the upper 80s to almost 90 on the heels of southwesterly flow. By Tuesday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies, still a chance for some showers, but the rain chances diminish as the front dries out the atmosphere by the afternoon. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. By Wednesday, it gets a little cooler, below average numbers in the upper to mid 70s, with overnight lows closer to 60. Your extended forecast cools off just a bit by Thursday into the mid to upper 50s, with daytime highs in the 70s. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KHOU 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
If you're worried about paying your mortgage, here's some good news. The federal government's Making Home Affordable program has been extended. Also, there are new opportunities for more struggling homeowners to qualify. If you're having trouble paying your mortgage, additional help is available. Get mortgage relief today. Visit makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 888-995-HOPE. That's makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 888-995-HOPE.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man said he recently informed his wife he's going to start waxing his chest, only because the waxing place is right near Golfsmith, and they're about to have trade-in days. For a limited time only, when you trade in your old clubs, you get a 50% bonus towards new ones. He's got a lot of clubs to trade in, so he's going to wax his chest, eyebrows, back, and, well, just check out trade-in days at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
Okay, so the show's closing out. So here's the call to action for this week, because Michelle's like, hey, what's the call to action do? What are we going to do? So here's what I'm going to tell you to do.
That's how smarter people think.
What is it? What?
That's how smarter people think.
I like that. Look at that.
What's the call to action?
What's the call to action? So the thing was, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to challenge you to do this. Look, be a kid this week. Be a kid this week, okay? And the reason I say be a kid, so I got to hang out. I put up another one of my mean posts, of course, my rebel post this morning about it just utterly gets on my last nerve when I have to watch grown people chastise and beat up and just verbally abuse kids that are just being kids. So, when kids, they do this thing called, what is it, play? Yeah, and they do this thing, laugh and make noise, and sing. And so I'm sitting there watching this woman just go, y'all kids, shut up. Y'all sit down, quiet time. Let's play the quiet game. Imagine if we told the whole world to do this and people say, well, John, discipline helped me, whatever. My kid still says, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Because there's a balance between you're not getting in the way of my life, make all the noise you want to, who knows what may come from it, versus me saying, get in your box, be quiet. When I'm ready to hear from you, I'll hear from you now. Yet, that's how many of you were raised, and that carries on into life. So I want my kid to challenge and be challenged, but still know when to pull the brakes. Because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, hey, when was the last time you decided to go out and discover something? When was the last time you challenged someone's argument? When was the last time you just looked at somebody and said, I can't stand being around you, so we can't be friends anymore? Little kids do it all the time. But grown folks can't do it because there's some type of social norm, and we can't say that because it's not PC and politically correct. I tell my kids it's okay to be a gold digger when I'm teaching, because even though that took a bad connotation and people are saying, oh, why don't you tell anybody? So, hey, I'm in this for the money. So I'm here for the money. I'm not telling you I love you and I love your business. I'm saying we do business, we make money. That's what we do, which is why I said before, on the Republican side, tend to want to control resources. On the Democrat side, tend to want to influence people. Well, you got to have one of the two, because as I teach, you better control the resources or influence the people. Shaq and Oprah, influence the people. Coke and GE, control the resources. And so when you stop and think about it, at the end of the day, resources don't need people. People need resources. So who's always going to be in power? You who control the rent houses or the people that rent them from you? You who control the food supply or those that buy it from you? Go ahead, Michelle. Bring it on.
Those of us that control a platform.
You influence people.
Yeah.
And so that allows you to auction those people off to the highest provider around the country. And that's when we get back to marketing and stuff. It's like, this stuff is one of those, if some college person went out and wrote some big fancy paper and cited all kinds of stuff from around the world, regardless, it's going to come back to this. Control people or influence people, control the resources. So be a kid this week. Go out and just be a kid. So if you're in your business right now and you can't figure out why you're not making sales, why don't you start hanging around with the kids that actually have like some money instead of hanging around your same little broke kids in your neighborhood? Stop eating the hamburgers made at home from mom and go get you a big fancy hamburger from one of the steakhouses with your friends. You got to elevate your friend circle in order for you to elevate your game. Because if you have one weak link in your armor, one weak friend that likes to spend, or that likes to doubt everything you come up with, or likes to say nothing is possible, if you have one of them in your camp, they will make you suffer, because you can't bring people up. They can only pull you down. That's one of the things you learn when you're number one. That's one of the things that number two say, oh, let's be we. We is something that losers say because they want to eventually be winners. That's why no matter where you go, every football team has what? A franchise player. There's no we. Every basketball player has what? A franchise player. Every label has what? Their number one artist. And somehow you get all these books about, if we join hands and we do business. Is that good? Can you put the auto tuner on that for me? That somehow it's going to work out, and it doesn't. It's dog eat dog out here, folks. Come on. I'm just saying. I'm tired of seeing you suffer because you choose to be a grown-up when you have the opportunity to be a kid. Go out this week, be a kid. Go to EEHOUR.com. You can see this rant that Michelle put on. Daniel, you got any parting words?
RedShiftWriters.com.
Let's see. Dexter's here. Watch him. He's awesome. Coach Steph, Love and Life Basketball, radio, what? Oh, no, he did not. Joel does an awesome job. So with that said, like I said, go to EEHOUR.com, EEHOUR formats. We'll put together some workshops. We'll do something to figure out something to sell to you one day. But until then, stay happy. Stay feeling like you got it going on. And stop making excuses, because at first you don't succeed. It's because you did it wrong.
News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
You haven't heard the good news in Tomball, Highway 249 outbound at Boudreaux. That accident has been cleared. The freeway was shut down, has been reopened. Still got stop-and-go traffic from Louetta, but it's only about a 10-minute delay. I-45 North Freeway outbound at Airline. That left lane still blocked on the north side with an accident. Traffic back to Cavalcade. That's a 12-minute delay there. And 290 Northwest Freeway inbound at Mason Road. Freeway shut down due to construction. They're forcing you off to the feeder road till Monday morning. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Texas is our home. KROI Seabrook, Houston. News 92 FM. Your station for news, traffic, and weather.
From